Hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men. You've probably heard of this one. It's a cycle that goes on and on and on and on. It's just how the world works. If the men are weak, we're going to have hard times. But those same hard times will make men strong again. But did you know that this applies internally too? This applies to your internal nature. When you're strong, when you're in a place where you're really self-developed or you're doing really well in life, you're pursuing all of these goals, everything's going well. You're doing such a good job. Everything is going as you planned. You're on the self-improvement grind and nothing could keep on going like better, all right? Because you're just so disciplined. You're just so on track that just nothing could possibly go better. But then what happens? You fall. You stumble. You're like, what happened? I was doing so well. And all of a sudden, I'm burnt out. I just can't work anymore. What happened there? Do you ever wonder, like, okay, I'm just doing so well at this one project. I'm doing so well, and like I'm staying so consistent at the gym. I'm staying so consistent at my journaling, my reading. All these good habits that I'm sprinkling like all over my life, I'm staying so consistent in them. And all of a sudden I stopped. It's all gone all of a sudden because, well, I don't know why. You're just like, why? Like, what does it consist of? Is it my diet? Is it my sleep? It could be some of those. It could be. It could be, but the thing is, I was in that position too. I was in that same position that you're in. It wasn't even that long ago, okay? And it's happened to me a lot of times. I'm doing really well at the gym. I'm staying really consistent. I'm consistently reading. I'm consistently journaling. I'm consistently doing all these good habits. And I'm just like super happy with myself. Angel, you're doing so well. You're doing so well. Like, dude, you could not be doing better. Like, oh my gosh. I am so happy. I am so satisfied with my life right now. And you're just on cloud 9 because you think life is great. It'll never be better, bro. Like, man, like I've figured it out. I'm at the peak of self-improvement now. And nothing can stop me. And then I fell. I just completely fell off. You know why? It's because of comforts. Comfort will destroy everything. If you don't constantly have a flame under your ass telling you to keep going and to keep doing those good habits, and it's one specific good habit, which I will outline at the end of the video, that is what helped me to stay consistent, to no longer have those spouts of inconsistency, where I was doing super well one day, I was doing super well 1 week, 2 weeks, and then after that, it's just all downhill from there. I had these like week, 2 week, 3 week long burnouts where I just wasn't doing anything and I had no idea why. Let me tell you this, brother. Whenever you actually had like the discipline to do all of those good habits, to do all of these amazing things that you have outlined in your mind, all these goals, all these purpose layers, and you were pursuing them, you were pursuing like the gym, you were pursuing this, you were pursuing that, and you were staying super consistent. You were doing so well. And then you fell. What was driving you when you were disciplined? One word. Obsession. In order to fix this issue, you need to become obsessed. You need to become obsessed with your goals again. How do you do that? I'm glad you asked. So, the way you do that is you have to stop scrolling on your fucking phone for once, bro. You have to stop scrolling on your phone, because I guarantee you that the moment that you became obsessed with that one goal that you were already doing, the good habits, you weren't scrolling on your phone. You weren't doing like just distracting and draining out all your emotions and your thoughts. I want you to think of your brain as this room full of thoughts, emotions, and just a lot of things to process. There's emotions you have to process. There's thoughts you have to process. Whenever you go to sleep at night, does this sound familiar? You put your phone down, and all of a sudden, you're just staring at your wall and you just can't sleep. because you have all of these thoughts flooding your brain. All of these thoughts are just constantly flooding your brain, and you're just like so distracting, like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. You end up picking up your phone again. Scroll, 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 scroll. And then you put it down again. Oh man, it's too much emotional strain, too much to think of. Scroll, 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 scroll. We're finally at around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you finally put the phone down and you just reach the point of exhaustion. You're just like, okay, I'm completely exhausted. I have no more energy. You knock out. 6, even 7 a.m. for some of you. Does that sound familiar? Let me tell you, the same reason that you cannot go to sleep at night because of those thoughts is the same damn reason that you are burning out when you are pursuing your goals. The same damn reason why you are being distracted all of a sudden and just out of nowhere when you were doing super well. If you want one of the perfect antidotes that are going to fix this issue for you once and for all, it's meditation and silent time. And I do say meditation and silent time because they both have the same effect, okay? Whenever you're not doing anything, when you're in a silent drive, when you're doing something, when you're like washing dishes, when you're in a walk, when you're doing chores, when you're doing X thing, I want you to do one thing. Do not grab your AirPods, do not grab your headphones and put them in like a goblin, all right? Don't put them in like a dumbass, bro, all right? I want you to sit in silence. Be with your thoughts for once. Let your brain, you remember how I said it was a room? Your brain is like a little room that's all cluttered with all these thoughts, these emotions that it has to process. When you sit in silence, when you sit and actually let your brain process all of these things, it gets all of this junk out. It automatically processes all of those emotions. It processes all of those thoughts that have to be processed. I want you to do this. I want you to do this at least 30 minutes every single day. Every single day, be in silence with your brain. And if you can, kudos to you, an hour. Just whether you're in a drive, whether you're in a walk, find an activity that's routine to you during the day, that you usually put your headphones on, that you usually watch videos, YouTube videos, or scroll on TikTok. And instead of doing that, sit in silence. Let your brain process all those emotions, all those thoughts. So whenever it comes, the time that you have to focus on your goal, the time that you have to work on your business, the time that you have to sleep so you can recover, your brain is not bugging you with those thoughts. Because you already took the time to actually process and get those thoughts and emotions out in a proper time. In a time where it's actually warranted. Maybe when you're washing dishes, maybe when you're going on a drive, okay? It can be X thing. But never ever let those emotions come out. Never let those thoughts come out whenever you're doing a spout of work, bro, a focused work. Never let those emotions come out whenever you're about to go to sleep so you can just wake up the next day completely regenerated. Sleep is essential for dopamine as well. And if you don't know what dopamine is, well, go look into it, all right? But it's really important for your productivity. Get it through your head that you will not be able to focus, you will not be able to stay consistent if you are always constantly being cluttered with all these distractions, all these stimuli. How do you expect to focus, man? Your brain has to process all of these things. And if you don't, you're just gonna constantly, it's like you're having this room that I told you your brain is, and you're trying to constantly shove it with all these things when it's already full. It's at its full capacity. Just imagine your room right now, the one that you're sitting in, all cluttered, all filled with all these things, and people just keep on trying to shove the stuff in. It's not gonna work. It comes to a point where it's at its limit. You can think about it too as a salon, as an event salon. You know how like those event salons have like a capacity, like a specific amount of people that are allowed in there before the room is completely full. Like maximum capacity 300 people, 330, maybe, I don't know, X amount of capacity. When you fill that capacity, bro, it's time to get those thoughts out. And to ensure that those thoughts never overflood your brain, there are those tactics that I just told you. You can go on a silent drive, you can go on a silent walk, and my camera cut off mid-video, all all right? I really appreciate my camera for that. That was weird, bro. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, you can meditate, you can journal. These are more intentional ways to like let those thoughts out. These are more intentional ways to open up your room and just let the thoughts out and just throw them out, okay? But I'm just saying, when you go on silent drives, when you go on silent walks, or you do a certain activity without the music just filling your brain, you're just listening to music and it's pumping on your ears. When you're in silent environments, you automatically process these things. It's not like a thing that you have to do intentionally. It automatically happens. You can just sit back, let all of those thoughts, as uncomfortable as it is, just flood your mind. But you can do it at an appropriate time, when you don't actually need to sleep, when you don't need to focus, when you don't need to do all of these things that are important for your day-to-day life, your purpose, all of those things. So please keep these tactics in mind, bro. These are going to help you. Again, write these down, okay? Meditation, journaling. You can gym as well. Maybe when you're washing dishes, when you're cleaning your front yard. I don't know. When you're doing anything, X thing. Drives, when you're going on a drive, cut off the music. Cut off the podcast too. Cut off everything. You'll be shocked at the wonders that it will work. You will be a completely different person. You will be able to focus on anything. You will be able to focus on anything because your brain has the room to actually help you focus on those things. You're not distracted by those thoughts that are in your head. Do you think I would be able to make these videos and actually have like passion along my voice if I actually had all of these thoughts of, oh man, this happened last night. Oh, this happened last night, and then like, oh, I was watching this TikTok video and I was watching that YouTube video. Would I be focused? Hell no. I would be too distracted, but I already processed all of the things that happened yesterday, so I can wake up this morning and make this video and focus on this alone. So take it from me. I'm the perfect example of this. All right? Take care, bro, and remember, a man who masters himself is truly free.